best measurement, and that's why I liked when Ray posted his goals today. And his goal was, okay, I want to hit 30 to 40 trades per week, which is something else. Like if he would say, I want to hit 50% a week, then that would be something else, right? But it didn't say that. He said, I want to hit 30 to 40 trades a week. And that is pretty much exactly what we want, what we're looking for. Because hitting a set number of trades, and obviously the result being profitable or at least not negative, is a much larger achievement than you think. Because if you have that and you have that performance, like literally the bar is so low, quote unquote, that if you would trade, say, 40 trades and you'd be break even, that would be a positive message to investors. Because what that means, and obviously traded, right? So you wouldn't trade like nothing, right? You would trade volume, but you would trade it over like 20 or 30 trades. Then that means to investors, like, okay, you are able to sustain yourself in the market. And how do we do that? Well, we have our 3 pillars to consistency, right? Which is number 1 is strategy. So whatever strategy you pick, when you pick that strategy, you want to make sure that you backtest it and you fully understand it. I think it's very important what we covered. I think it was on the last call or the second last call, where we were talking about the 7 steps on how to implement the strategy into your live trading, right? Which started with education and learning the strategy, to demo trading it, and then having a big loss on the demo trading account, waiting till I have that big loss, and then trading back that big loss, and then you start live trading. And when you do all of those things before you actually start live trading, then you'll be so much further ahead than anyone else, right? So that's the strategy part, understanding the strategy and being able to implement it. So number 1. Number 2 is mindset, right? So you need to be able to be in the right mental environment to not do things that you're not supposed to do, right? And that has a lot to do with your emotional management, and also with the fact, and I have seen that younger people tend to struggle with this more than I don't want to say older people, right? But like if you're 15 to 25, you will probably struggle with it more than when you're between 25 and up, right? Because I don't know, there's probably just a larger sense of responsibility that comes with age. But really the point is that your emotions should not drive you into making decisions that you don't want to make, that are not written down in the plan that you have in the first place. And if you don't have a plan written down, then there's an issue. So that's strategy and mindset, right? Your mindset you need to be able to be in a mental environment where you're professional about the trades, meaning that you're executing the plans that you put in front of you yourself, because you did the work, you understood the strategy, you backtested the strategy, and you understood when it works and when it doesn't work, and all the things that you need to do, whether it works or doesn't work. And when you have that planned out, when you have that experience, then your responsibility is to execute on it, not to think about it, to execute on it, right? It's very important to separate these two things, the planning part and the executing part. Those are two very, very different things. And if you mix it, it's a problem. Because if you're live trading and during your live trading you're trying to test the strategy, then you essentially don't have a strategy, because it's not set. And any change in the strategy, needs to have a long, not a long, but it needs to have data to support it. And you don't have data to support it while you're live trading. Doesn't make sense. So do the work beforehand. Like, you don't have to come up with a new strategy yourself. There's tons of strategies that we have in the Discord, right, that you can literally just use. And those strategies are backtested. Like, they're probably more thoroughly backtested than any strategy that you could backtest, just because of the time and effort and energy and funds that went into it. So it would just be, that goes back to the brick theory, right? Where, someone builds something and that becomes a brick, and now you can take that brick and build something else, and then that becomes a brick, right, for someone else. But really, like, if you have that brick ready, just use that brick. So number one, the first pillar is strategy, the second pillar is mindset, and the third pillar is risk management, right? And that comes back into understanding, how what the behavior of the market is, and how you can sustainably make profits out of the market, right? How you can't risk that much, how you can't be too volatile, how your account cannot be too volatile. And if it is, then it's just a matter of time, literally based on math. Like, if you have you can probably ask ChatGPT to do this. I can probably do that for you guys if you want. Like, if you just take a line, right, that has a steadily increasing line, but then you add in a standard deviation or two standard deviations of that line, it starts fluctuating. And if you do that big enough, then at some point, just by default, just because of math, it's going to reach zero if it's too volatile, right? It might go to like 1 billion, but it's going to reach zero. So if you are too volatile, it is guaranteed that at some point you will blow your account. Guaranteed. So that's why the low volatility and the consistency is so important. And that's why also for the prop challenges that will go out in the next couple days, I've been talking with Hans about it, so thanks for that. But really the main thing that we're looking at is consistency, right? So are you able to sustain the account? It's not even about the profitability, like, it's not even about how much profit can you make. The question is, can you sustain the account over multiple trades without blowing it? That's literally it. And if you extrapolate that into more trades, and all you need to do is show us that you're not going to blow the account, that you're not going to have huge losses, right? Whereas you would be able to do that in the account, but you're not supposed to. And over that period of time, over those period of trades, if you can sustain that, then you deserve to trade a funded account. So and that is, really any real investor looks at that, right? I'm not talking about other prop firms, like, they're more marketing firms than trading firms, like usually 100% marketing firms, right? But an actual, like, if you want, like, our goal is to have a portfolio of traders, of consistent traders, and that's the reason we do it. Like, just cards on a table. That's why we do it, because a portfolio of consistent traders has a very, very high value, because that is a strategy in itself. But in order to get the right traders in, they need to be consistent above anything else. So, like, when I keep saying, like, if you're consistent, everything else will fall into place. Yes, externally, but also internally, we're taking care of it, because that's literally what the case is, right? Because if you're consistent and you're literally proving it in a live challenge, then your skills become very, very valuable. So, and it's the reward of that is, obviously, first of all, cash reward, but then second of all, you have a high portfolio, or like a high value trading account that you can trade and make the profits off of. And while you do that, you keep building your consistency, or you keep building your track record of consistency, which then for us opens a lot of doors, because we can build strategies off of the overall consistency of our traders, right? And we can use that. There's a lot of things that can be done. So that is something that I would like as the group to get into, where when we have a select amount of people, where really anyone who can do that and is able to sustain that consistency, now that in itself will become a very, very valuable asset. And you will be doing great, because if you're doing that in the challenges, then in the live account, as long as you just keep continue doing that, you'll be fine, right? Because the payouts are gonna be pretty large. And on top of that, we as a group will have a very, it's like the bundles in the it's like the shark bundles, right? It's the same thing. It's the strategies being bundled up together, which create a better consistency. And as we do that, guess what? We can manage more liquidity. We can use more liquidity that we can have right now. So the 100K accounts become $1 million accounts, and so on and so forth, right? So by being able to consistently trade, you will be able to trade more and more. And there's enough funds, like there's a large amount of funds that you can literally just have as a payout. But the important part is that that's not even the best thing. The best thing is that when you have a consistent performance over a long period of time, the results become exponential, and that is where the large amounts are being made. Like if we want to get to $200 million by next year, so we have literally 1 year left. That is literally a way to do that. That is a way to do that earlier than that, by the way. You just need a track record. So that's why we're launching the challenges in the first place, and I think that it's going to be really good. And the overall purpose of that challenge is, very, very different from most prop firms, where they are their entire business model is the front end challenges, and that's it. But we have a completely different business model, because they don't understand, like they're not really traders, or they don't understand liquidity really. Because if you design the challenge the right way, meaning that the people that pass are by definition consistent, and you have those consistent traders, keep trading consistently, and you get 100, 200 of those traders, trading over around $50 million to $100 million, and you have those traded consistently. Well, now investors will look at you and they will start pouring money in, which will go into the traders, right? So it's a huge exponential cycle. So, and I think that when we do that as a community, we will be literally the first community to do that. So it's going to be pretty good. I think next year is going to be pretty very good for everyone that's here right now. That's for sure. Because another thing is, during the bull run, we will do many things. We'll probably launch coins, we'll launch NFTs, we'll do all of that stuff, and then obviously whoever's in right now will be the first ones in. And first of all, and second of all, there eventually, at a certain amount of people in the Discord, there will be a paywall, meaning that people will have to pay to get into the Discord. New people, right? So whoever's in here right now, obviously, first of all, they don't have to pay, and the second of all, based on the engagement and how much they help the Discord, that being editing videos or just being active or onboarding members or whatever it is, there will be an activity pool of the revenue that will be paid out to people. So essentially, it's like mini YouTube, right? Where when you are active in the environment, you will get a revenue share. That is different than a pro trader share, by the way. Those are two different things. Whoever would ask. So really, if you I don't know if I drove the point home enough, or too much, or not enough, but really, whenever you start trading, think about the key is consistency, and then you have the 3 pillars. And consciously think about the 3 pillars before you start to trade. That being strategy, mindset, and risk management. And when you have those 3 pillars, and you understand what every single one of those pillars is, and it's in the back of your head, then I promise you that you will look at trading differently. And I also I I think that once, people here will start trading the challenges, it will improve the overall performance in the Discord drastically, because now they are very I forgot the word, sorry. They're very motivated to trade consistently now. And I want to, this is not just for the challenge, right? That's something that I will, I'm sure I'll mention in the landing page and so on and so forth. This is not just about the challenge, right? Challenge is one thing. You pass the challenge, you get a funded account, you're trading real funds, you don't have to over risk, blah, 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 right? The thing is, though, that's not even, I'm sure that, for some people it might be life-changing, yes, but that's not even the main thing, because once you start trading consistently with the live trading account, without doing anything else, you will suddenly see that there's a lot of liquidity in this Discord. You just wake up and you're like, oh, this is a lot of money. And then guess what? Your accounts will increase, and then guess what? The Discord will increase, and the consistency of the Discord, the value, the asset of it will be will be very rare or overall. And I can say that will happen because we have specifically built challenges for that. So we have specific people in as prop traders, and with a specific amount of people and a specific amount of liquidity managed, that is the only logical outcome. So as long as we execute on that plan, then there will be, number one, there's strategies and everything is here too, but now there's also a way or an approach of how to utilize that and leverage more funds. And on top of that, as we build the community, keep it close, onboard new people, and make sure that new people that come in have a warm welcome, and we build that community going into the bull run, we will have a lot of possibilities and an immense amount of leverage to, first of all, everyone that's in now, or everyone that's active now, will have huge results on the actions that we'll do, right? That being, might partner up with the trading friend that I have with the market cap coins, the low market cap coins. The thing is there that, when you trade a $300,000 market cap coin that has a possibility of blowing up, those are, he's really good at spotting those. And essentially this is how it works, right? So we go into a coin during a bull run, and it's a small coin. Like a $300,000 market cap coin means that there's $300,000 of liquidity. So if you buy $3,000 worth of that coin, you just increased the price by 10%. So it's very, very illiquid, right? So there's not a lot of liquidity to go around, but there's a lot of them. So and you don't trade with, you enter that coin with maximum $1,000, maximum, right? I would enter with $1,000. Like most people would probably be okay with entering it with $50, or $100. And those coins, as the bull run happens, and all you need is some form of traction, as long as you're very early in, those coins can very easily go to a 10, 20, $30 million market cap. They can go to $100 million market cap, very, very quickly, like overnight. And $100 million market cap, that you have insane, multipliers on that already. So, and you do that, 20, 30, 40 times with compounding on your amounts, and then, you have big coins. And the good part is that, we're getting there where we will have the buying power in order to execute that ourselves. So yeah, those will be very, very exciting times. I'm going a little bit ahead of myself, right? But, just in the back of your guys' mind, this is something that is possible to do. And other than that, really, it's about really the main thing is consistency. And that's the main thing that we're looking at. That's the main thing that we base our success off of, right? So I really liked the goals that Ray sent into the daily goals, which is there shouldn't be a percentage goal, like a profit percentage goal. There should be a number of trades goal. And as that is, you will by default improve. So and if you think about, okay, well, my goal this month is to do, I don't know, 100 trades, well, then you will never think about, revenge trading or over risking or something like that, because you still got 99 trades to go. So that outlook will drastically change your performance, which is something that you need, because the main issue still in this Discord, from what I've seen, the biggest net loss that the Discord overall made on the combined trading accounts of everyone was because of revenge trading. And revenge trading happens, it's a symptom of short-term thinking and emotional instability. So those are very, very, very important things to fix and figure out. And my hope is that the prop challenges as well will help kind of fight that, because you need to think long term, obviously, because you have a challenge and then you have a funded account, right? But what's also important for me, obviously, is that when people pass the challenge, they will continue being consistent, right? So and that can only happen when the mindset is there consistently, right? So yeah, that's an important point. I would go into the strategies and indicators, but I don't think that the screen share is working anymore. Yeah, it's not working. So yeah, that's basically the main thing that I wanted to cover. Think about the pillars. I'll probably make like a nice graphic that we can just put, that we can just send into the Discord every once in a while, or put it somewhere with the 3 pillars. If someone wants to do that, by the way, here on the call or on the recording, go ahead. A nice graphic that shows the 3 pillars, and above is the consistency. And that is something that you should repeat to yourself before you start trading, because that is literally the only thing. And if you have consistency, like, there's no way of me actually expressing the seriousness or the size of the value. You can only see that because it's insane. And like, let me give you an example. Let's say we launched the prop challenges, right? So you guys on an individual level, let's say you pass the challenge by being consistent. And by the way, you just have to be consistent. If you're consistent, you will pass the challenge. And I'm not trying to make it sound easy, right? It's not a walk in the park, but if you're consistent, then you'll pass it. Or there's a high likelihood that you will. So let's say that we have 20 people trading real funds, on average trading 100 grand per account. So that's $2 million being traded in 20 ways. So you have a pretty good distribution. Those people have proven that they're consistent. Let's assume that at least 19 people will hold their promise, right, and they'll be consistent. So now you have $2 million being traded by 20 different people with different strategies, or somehow similar strategies but still different accounts, and all of them are being consistent, meaning that the volatility of that account is a few percent maximum, which by itself is a very high Sharpe ratio. But let's say on average the account volatility is going to be 3% per account, but now you have 20 accounts trading at the same time. So you put them together, and the combined volatility is probably at around 1%. Maybe lower, but let's just say 1%. So with 1%, that trading, you'll probably have a Sharpe ratio close to 3 of real people trading. And that's a hedge fund. That's literally a hedge fund already, you know? So let's assume that that is the case and that continues going for 4 months, 5 months. Right, so for 5 months, every single month, the volatility was around 1%. The traders are happy, right? They're making like 90% of their accounts, so like they make like, I don't know, they're fine. They make like multiple 5 figures a month, so like that's taken care of. They will continue doing that. And after say 6 months of a 1% volatility per day, you will, like, you don't even have to, like, I don't even need to pick up my phone. Like, people would be flooding my phone, begging to provide more liquidity into that. So that will open a lot of doors. Obviously, it will open a lot of liquidity. So those people that were trading with 100 grand on average are going to be trading with 500 grand on average, or $1 million on average. And, you know, that will 5x or 10x their monthly income, number one. And then number two, we will have a very, very stable way of, for different investors. Those investors, by the way, are great in crypto, so we will have great coins to trade with on crypto, you know, things that people don't know, that are, by the way, guaranteed to blow up. Like, there are coins that are guaranteed to blow up. That's a thing. I think I told you the story with an investor of ours. There was a coin that he was trading. I'm not going to say the name of the coin, but he was trading that, and well, he liked the idea of it, so he was like, okay, I'm going to start buying. And that's when you know, like, he didn't say, I'm going to buy it. He said, I'm going to start buying it, meaning that for weeks upon weeks, he took all the liquidity of that coin in order to buy it. And what happened then was that I was looking at that, at the chart, and he would give me exact numbers where the price is going to go, like to the cent, to the smallest tick of the coin. He would give me the prices, where the price is going to top, where it's going to bottom, because that's where he starts buying and stops buying, and there's nothing someone can do. And he said, okay, by 2024 the coin is going to be at X, which was, at that point, it was like a 100x or something like that. And that happened. Well, we're quite not there, but, you know, it's close to 80x already. And I know that this guy, you know, did not, like, for him to enter that coin, it took him weeks. So we can think about the amount of money that he has in that coin. And that 80x'd. So, yeah. So those are coins that are guaranteed to work well, because there's so much money behind it. No matter what happens, no matter what someone else does, that coin is going to go where that person wants it to go. And there's, you know, many like that, and every single bull run there's tons of them, because there's also tons of people that do that, right? With tons, I don't mean millions, but, you know, there's a handful of people that do that. So there needs to be enough liquidity or enough coins to allow that for people, for those people. And if there's not enough coins, then they just pick coins themselves. And, you know, when you see a coin during the bull market, right, during an alt season, when you see a coin 3x, which, by the way, was just the one guy buying, then, you know, people will jump in and so on and so forth, and then, you know, off we go into our 50, 100x's. And, you know, those are things that are available, but not many people can go into them, because, you know, the liquidity is it's high value, that liquidity, right? Because it will be a very high value later on, you know, a couple of weeks. So, you know, as the community is partnering and working and has friends, more friends around that, then guess what? The Discord in itself will have very, very high value by having those coins and having those tips and everything. So, and that's also a reason why at a certain point it will be absolutely inevitable to put up a paywall, because you can't just have people jumping in. And when new people jump in, then the value and the amount of things going on here obviously needs to be somehow slowed down, which is great, because the people here, whoever's active, will get a cut of that. So really it's a self-sustaining ecosystem, and that is something that we want to build, right? While directing it the right way, while directing it towards what really matters in trading, which is consistency. And consistency builds value. Consistency builds profits, and consistency builds value. Nothing else. Not you going in 100xing on a coin, or 4x or whatever, and hoping that it will go right. No, like that will guaranteed lose you money over a period of time. What builds value, asset value, and profit value is consistency, and that's the only thing that builds asset value and profit value. So that is the thing that we're focusing on. That is the thing that we're focusing on in our challenges. Our hope with the challenges is to have people that are able to trade consistently, reward them with funded accounts that they should trade consistently, and then have a portfolio of consistent traders that in itself is a package that's a very, very high value. That happening for a couple of months will flock in people and flock in more liquidity, which the traders will benefit from directly, because they will start trading with more. And on top of that, we will have a lot of access, a lot of asset value, a lot of liquidity going into the bull run. So I hope that you guys understand the weight and extent of the results that could be there, as long as we execute step by step the plan that there is, right? And how can you help? How can you make sure that you hold your part of the deal? Well, first of all, when people come in, make sure they feel welcomed. Make sure they know what's going on. Our goal with new people is to bring them up to our level as fast as possible, so we can work with them, right? And then when trading, focus on the 3 pillars, right? The key is consistency. You have 3 pillars: strategy, mindset, and risk management. You focus on those 3 things and you trade consistently, right? Whether that's a demo account, your own account, or a challenge account, it does not matter. But your trading performance is going to be consistent, and that is the thing that matters. That's what builds asset value. That's what builds profit value. And regardless where that goes, there will be a community benefit from that, whether from the knowledge, from the signals, from whatever it is. And that is where we want people to go. That's where we want everyone in the Discord to get to, right? And then as more people start going in, there will be different tiers, really, because there's certain information that we just cannot give out completely to the public, right? But we genuinely try to give as much value as possible to people. And really what we want, like our selfish benefit out of this is the fact that we will have consistent traders that we can have as asset value, and that by itself is a very, very big step and a very valuable asset, especially when you have control over the consistency that people have, right? Because as we teach it, we know the way that traders are trading consistently, and because of that, as a coordinated bundle of performance, that has a very, very high asset value. So that was me talking for 40 minutes. If you guys have any questions, now's the time. We can hang out a bit if you guys have questions. Other than that, I will I'll be around in the Discord for a couple more hours before I go to sleep. Still some work to be done on the challenges and the scalper. Working on the scalper right now for automations and trading view access. And yeah, I think that by holding and focusing on consistency, every single one here has the absolute ability and information to be a consistent trader for next year, for sure. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you don't, otherwise, I'll see you guys in the Discord.